Hello, I'm here to invite you to join us for Holy Communion at 9 a.m. Sunday, May 23rd at Trinity Lutheran Church. We will be in person. Why am I inviting you from outdoors? Worship will be outdoors on May 23rd. Now, if you're like I am, you were hoping that we'd be able to be inside. I had great visions of a big blowout. We'd go indoors and worship there and be able to be there singing and enjoying that space. And what we have found is that COVID-19 is highly uncooperative. What we know about the spread of COVID is that 30 minutes or more in an enclosed space, if you are not vaccinated and not masked, puts you at a great risk of catching the disease from anybody who has it, whether they know they have it or not. So being inside to worship, even masked and taking those precautions, while those things will help, being in that enclosed space is just not a good idea if you've not been vaccinated or if somebody with you's not been vaccinated. If we were to worship inside, children who aren't eligible couldn't come. People who haven't been able to get the vaccination yet couldn't come. And there would just be too much of a chance of transmission. At the same time, being outdoors mitigates most of those risks. If you are vaccinated and are outdoors, you don't even need to wear a mask now. And if you aren't vaccinated, being outdoors, wearing a mask, the risk of you catching COVID is minimal. The air takes away the aerosols that could be of danger. We need to get back to worshiping and being together and being able to sing and do all those things together. And the weather is finally cooperating. So, we are gathering outside to start. Our plan is to worship outdoors for the first 4 weeks that we are back to in person. We will be assessing whether or not it is safe to move inside after that time. We've looked at a couple of different things. The reason we picked May 23rd as the date we wanted to start in-person worship was because we had hoped that the number of cases in Porter County would be much lower by now, and we had hoped that the number of people in Porter County vaccinated would be much higher right now. Those things also haven't worked out for us. We are hopeful that in another month they will, and we'll be at a point where we can say we think it's safe to go indoors. We'll be reassessing as we go through the summer. COVID-19 presents us with a moving target. I don't like it, but right now the weather will let us gather outside. Outdoor worship on Sunday morning will include Holy Communion. This will be a bring your own chair or blanket like we did for evening prayer in the summer and in the fall. We will be living into this reality as we go ahead. Right now, we're not worrying too much about signing up. It's just a matter of come, find a good spot to sit. Don't be shy. You might have to move forward to let other people have room behind you, and we will gather outdoors. Thank you for being patient with us as we continue our work of trying to figure out how to do this safely. Worshiping remotely has not been optimal, but we have learned how to do it, I think, quite well. I am hopeful that we can learn to do in person again quite well, and that we will be very good at it by the time we can move inside. Now, one thing I need to mention is if it is raining, what do? Worshiping outside in the rain is not something I intend to make you do. So if the weather's not going to cooperate, we will go inside. Now, that gets us into trouble with being in an enclosed space. So worship inside, in case of inclement weather, is going to be stripped down. Singing, it'll be spoken, Holy Communion, very simple, and with the goal of getting done in under half an hour. That way we can avoid the risks of being in an enclosed space for too long. And one other thing I failed to mention is we are having Wednesday evening worship, as the announcement that came out on Thursday mentioned, and that worship will also be outside. And the same sort of thing will apply as on Sunday morning, as if the weather's cooperating, it's bring your own chair or blanket, we will gather outside. We believe that it is safe to be out there. If you are not vaccinated, as long as you're masked, you're basically okay. And again, if the weather does not cooperate for evening prayer, we'll go inside. Same rules, keep it very quick. No singing indoors. We'll be reassessing. That service will be outside as long as the Sunday morning service must be outside. Once we can move in, we'll probably move both of those services indoors at the same time. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. I'm sure I'll be reminded of it very quickly. Thank you, all who have participated over this past year in everything we've done remotely. And I want to thank the worship team who have been working very hard and will continue working very hard to make this happen. It's a new reality for all of us, and we will be living into it every week as we find things that work or don't work. But we are at it, and it's going to happen. It's going to look like church, even though it might be a little different. And we know how to do that. I hope to see you Sunday, May 23rd.